would like support to change things that need to be changed in Gibraltar to prevent the situation that we find ourselves in, where the number of dogs, the requests for rehoming of local dogs is increasing. But of course it puts a lot of pressure on a very small team of volunteers. And we need help with funding to be able to in some cases, make the dogs legal, to find them urgent kennel spaces to assist with the rehoming. That's just one issue, but of course there's many matters that we need to look at in more detail to improve animal welfare in Gibraltar. And therefore we've prepared a wish list which we have submitted to government, to our Minister Cortés, and we are advised that at the end of the month they will prepare and release a joint public statement in response to our initiatives and our requests, our proposals for change in Gibraltar in respect of animal welfare.
Yeah, we recently helped out. Gibvet had a dog who had been rescued from the sea, I think she was. She was deaf. They took her in, she was rehomed locally, and unfortunately she slipped out of her lead and disappeared, and she was missing for over 2 months, I think, running around Gibraltar. A few sightings of her, but nobody had been able to catch her. We got a message in it through our Facebook page from the wonderful staff at Ocean Views Hospital saying that they were feeding this dog, but they hadn't been able to catch her. So David Ledger and myself went out, we put a trap down for her, and I think it took something like 28 days. We were there every day for 28 days. David mostly, he did most of the work, and to check the trap, change the food and everything else. And we caught her. She went back to Gibvet, and we've just been informed today that she's been rehomed.
So tell me a little bit about this little one. I'm assuming that she's looking for a good home as well.
She is. This is Gia. She was abandoned in Lilinia shelter when she was about 6 weeks old. Clearly we like to take puppies out of the shelter because they can get very ill when they're in there. The puppies can come down with parvo, which can be a killer when they're very little. So I've been fostering her since she was 6 weeks old. She's about 8 weeks now. And yes, she needs a new home. She's not staying with me permanently. We have put her out on our Facebook page. We've had a couple of people interested, but if anybody's interested in rehoming her, you can see how feisty she is, get in touch with us through our Facebook page.
We've actually got 2 online fundraisers at the moment. One relates to our local dog Speckles, whose previous owner has become sick and is unable to care for him any longer, and he needs significant veterinary care. He's got skin problems due to nutrition issues. The dog now has to be put on the right diet, and obviously we also need help to cover his kennel costs so that we can actually keep him under our care for as long as it takes until he can be rehomed appropriately. The other online fundraiser relates to an old dog, very old dog, 14 years old, who has infection in her womb and needs a hysterectomy, so an additional care. And if she doesn't receive that, then she's very likely going to die. And so this is another. Obviously, we need the costs. The costs are high in relation not just to the operation but the aftercare. So we're urgently trying to raise the funds to be able to save her life.
In the last week, we've had 4 requests to rehome local dogs. We're concerned that there will be an increase in abandonments because of the increase in cost of living. The UK have already seen some increases in dogs being abandoned because people can't afford to feed their families, so they certainly can't afford to feed pets. So we are concerned that as the cost of living increases here, that we may see similar. Gia's got an opinion on that, I think. So we would just say to people, if they are struggling, to contact us. They can do that through our Facebook page, Instagram, or our website. And it would be better to reach out to us than find yourself in a difficult position.
Oh, it is Saturday, God willing, obviously, after what's happened with the water. We hope everything is going ahead. At the moment, everything is all right. We're having a sponsored swim on the Casa, the indoor pool. We had one last year and it was a huge success. So we're hoping that this year we can continue getting the funds that we need for the vets mainly, and kennel fees for our doggies. My details are in the Facebook page, in the Animal in Need Facebook page. And they can contact us by messenger, they can contact us by email at info@ainf.gi, and just give me their number and I'll give them a call and give them a time slot for half an hour.